I remember going to school and looking around, wondering if anybody else was pregnant. I endured childhood trauma and abuse, which led to pregnancy and a miscarriage. But in that moment, I knew I had options. And when Roe was overturned, so many younger girls lost those options. So I remember I missed a menstrual cycle, and it was like my third one ever. And I didn't really know at the time, like what it meant to miss a cycle. But my stepfather, who was my abuser, noticed and asked me about it almost immediately. And before I knew it, I was being checked out of language arts class in the 7th grade. And we went down the street and we got a pregnancy test. When I flipped it over and it said positive, I just didn't really know what it meant. But by my stepfather's reaction, I could tell it wasn't good. And I remember waking up in the middle of the night one night with the most horrific pain and cramps. And I literally said, "Thank you, God, you brought me my period." My gosh, that pregnancy test was wrong. I just thought, oh, my period's late. This is just extra bleeding. And I remember, I missed school a couple of days, and it was probably the hardest thing to go through by myself, to continue to push through and act like everything was fine while felt as if I was bleeding out in my bed. I found my voice and reported my stepfather for what he had been doing, which was in 2017. And then again, kind of once he was sentenced to prison, I was like, I'm done. I don't ever have to do this again. And then Roe was overturned. And I just saw so many people celebrating the overturn, my family, my friends. So I made a Facebook post about what I had went through and told them that they didn't realize that their celebration was taking the lives and the futures of so many little girls that easily could have been me.